Hi, everyone. I am Eric Volden. I'm the Director of Admissions here at Seward County Community College. Thanks for coming back to another Saints podcast in another effort to bring you the information that you might have missed over the last few semesters as everything's gotten so crazy. I'm here with our financial aid department this afternoon, but real quick, before we get into that, I want to make sure that you pay attention to the description down at the bottom of this video because I have some scholarships to give away. Yeah, you want some scholarships? Want to find out how to get some money for school? Be sure that you read the description at the bottom of this video to find out how. Right now, I am sitting in the studio with a couple of wonderful ladies from our financial aid department, Tammy Garth and Amy Bridenstine. So, ladies, you want to tell us, what your positions are here at the school and kind of how long you've been working here at SCCC?
I'll let you go first.
Oh, gee, thanks. My name's Tammy Garth. I'm in the financial aid office. I'm the financial aid officer. I do the scholarships for Seward County Community College.
And he said, how long have you been there?
How long have you been there? It was 3 years last week.
So my name is Amy Bridenstine. I am currently the Director of Financial Aid. I've been in financial aid for 1.5 years now. However, at the college, I have been there 15 years. So I'm officially one of the old people at the college.
You're an old timer.
Yeah, Amy's been here forever. Amy, you were in the business office before you moved over to financial aid, right?
Right. I was in the business office for 10 years,
So there we go, and financial aid director. And actually, Amy and I were like directors at the same time. So we've been doing this for about 1.5 years now. So we have financial aid, and financial aid, lots of questions all the time about how to pay for school. And that's one of the things that I tell students that we got and talk to, that their financial aid stuff is going to be one of the more involved parts of what they do to go to school and finding that money. So just kind of, could you give us an overall kind of what types of financial aid do we have here at Seward County?
So like Eric said, it is one of the more involved processes. I mean, because we do deal with money. So there's typically paperwork involved and processes that you have to follow. The main form of aid that we focus on for students and out of our office is aid that you get through the FAFSA, which is the federal Pell Grant, student loans, and work study. So like if you want an on-campus job as a student worker, that's what work study is. But we also have a ton of scholarships available. We've got a link on our website that lists external scholarships, which are scholarships from other places that we know about, that Tammy goes through and checks them to make sure they're legitimate, so you won't ever feel like you're applying for a scholarship that might be sketchy. We have checked them out already before we put them on our website.
Yeah, very, very cool. And that's one thing that we tell students all the time, too, is even if you don't feel like you're going to get a Pell Grant, you don't feel like you're going to qualify, fill out your FAFSA anyway, because that's how you get work study.
Correct.
Yeah. So, we have people coming up and say, hey, I want to do work study. Well, did you fill out the FAFSA? Well, no, I didn't. It's like, well, you kind of need to go back and fill that out, right? So, Amy, you mentioned a little bit about grants and scholarships. We talked about loans. So, what's the difference between a grant, a scholarship, and a loan as far as it applies to financial aid?
I'll let Tammy have a turn.
Okay. Well, grants and loans are done through, like Amy said, the FAFSA, and that is through the government. So you have to fill out a FAFSA in order to get grants and loans. Scholarships are basically merit-based, so you're based on your GPA, your overall GPA through Seward County. The other scholarships, like Amy said, is external scholarships. There is hundreds out there. But basically, those are the two main differences between the grants and the scholarships and the loans.
So grants and scholarships, important thing to remember, you don't have to pay those back.
Correct.
Loans is money that you have to pay back.
Yes.
So just be conscientious of that when you look at the differences between those.
Right.
So grants, like I said, grants and loans come through the FAFSA, the Pell Grant, right? And then our scholarships are internal. That's like the money that we offer, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So what type of scholarships do we have here at Seward County? I know we got all kinds. I mean, for just about any kind of different departments.
Yes, there's different departments. There's ag, there's art, there's vocal, there's music, I guess music would be another one as well. There's even a tech side that there is some for the technology programs. So, I mean, you just go out there, you come in, you apply through the scholarship and grant application process, and then I look at your GPA, I look at how many hours you're enrolled in, what you are focusing on for your education as far as your degree, your major, and then we go from there.
All right. And, I'm glad you mentioned that, Tammy, because I do get that question quite a bit. Students are asking, the industrial tech programs, does my Pell Grant help with industrial tech programs? Are there scholarships for industrial tech programs? Because it's not what you think of as your traditional college degree, but they do, right? I mean, Pell Grants and scholarships, those do apply to industrial technology programs.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So if you're wanting to come in and be a diesel tech or something, fill out your FAFSA. There you go. So talking about the FAFSA and the Pell Grant, can you tell me a little bit more about those? Because, that's a process in and of itself.
Right. So the FAFSA is all done online at fafsa.gov. If you're a dependent student, you'll need your parents' information along with your information. For the current school year, you would use the 2020-2021 FAFSA. If you're looking at coming in the fall of 2021, you would use the 2021-2022 FAFSA. That is a little confusing to even start off with the FAFSAs, figuring out which year to do. So, again, if you ever have any questions about which year do I need to do, please holler at us and we'll be more than happy to help you figure that out. So for this year's, you would use your and your parents' 2018 taxes. And for the FAFSA that starts in the fall, so the 21-22 FAFSA, you would use your 2019 income tax information.
Okay, I'm a little confused anyways. Definitely throughout this video and toward the end, I'll flash up you guys' contact information. So if you get a little confused, because like we said, your financial aid is going to be one of the most involved parts about going to college. So be sure at the end of this video you hit up the financial aid department, ask any other questions or anything, because that's a lot. That's a lot to take in.
Don't let Eric scare you, though, when he says it's a lot. We're here to help. If you even need to come up to the office, we've got 2 computers for students and their parents to use at any time. So we would be right there to help you answer any questions that you might have as you're working through it. So don't let Eric or us scare you away from doing that it seems like a lot.
Right. And give them a call beforehand. These ladies will tell you exactly what you need to bring up with you and how to go about it. And then, walk you through the process itself isn't difficult. It's just kind of a trick getting started, I think, really.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
Can be.
And so along with this, along with the FAFSA, we're talking about Pell Grants and things like that. There's also student loans that are available through the Pell Grant, and some of those are subsidized loans, and some of those are unsubsidized loans. So, Tammy, can you tell me a little bit about those? What's the difference? What does that mean? And just kind of a little bit more detail there.
So the main difference that people get confused about the unsubsidized and a subsidized loan is the subsidized loan is a loan that while you are going to college, the interest is like on hold. You don't have any interest rate. However, once you either drop below 6 hours or withdraw from class, withdraw from school, those loans start coming due 6 months later and interest starts accruing then. The unsubsidized loan, interest starts accruing as soon as you take that loan out. So as soon as the Department of Ed sees that you are taking out a loan, the interest starts accruing immediately.
So if you're looking at, if you do need to take out a loan, well, one thing about us that we really do a great job of keeping our costs down. So a lot of our students don't have to take out loans, correct? I mean, we're pretty much getting by on scholarships and grants, and then a little bit of out-of-pocket stuff.
Correct.
But if you're looking at student loans, then definitely see if you can get the subsidized ones, right?
If they qualify, yes. Because those are also based off of the families or the students' EFC, which is called their estimated family contribution. So it depends on where they fall in that bracket, if they qualify for a subsidized or an unsubsidized. But if they do qualify for both, we highly, strongly recommend that they take the subsidized out first.
So there you go. So you have options as far as what you're paying for school and things like that. So the scholarships and grants that we've been talking about, the Pell Grant we talk about, and then, our scholarships that we offer internally, whether you're looking at, Seward County tuition or, you're getting a book scholarship or something like that from art or theater. So can you receive multiple scholarships? How does that work?
You can receive a book scholarship and a tuition scholarship, but you cannot receive like 2 tuition scholarships and 2 book scholarships. So you can't really stack a whole lot. We don't like that, and because we want to be able to help as many students as possible. So the Seward County Tuition Grant is for Seward County residents only. There is a process that they have to do. They have to fill out the scholarship application, of course, which is available online starting for next school year. There is requirements that they have to have. They have to maintain and have a 2.5 GPA. We do offer 2 different Seward County Tuition Grant scholarships. We offer a full-time and a part-time. The full-time scholarship, you must be in 15 hours. You must certify in 15 hours, and I know that word certification kind of tricks up some kids. And you must complete 12 hours with an accumulative 2.5 GPA. And you must be in a club or an organization for the full-time. The part-time is for less than 15 hours. If you're in 14 hours, you'll only receive, if you qualify, you'll only receive the part-time. So, and it only pays for part-time. You must be in 6 hours to receive that, and you must maintain a 2.5 GPA. That's the only requirements for the part-time.
Okay, so my Pell Grant will combine with my tuition scholarship or something like that, right? Okay.
Yes.
Right.
So always fill out the FAFSA. That's one of the things that we're telling you right now. Always fill out your FAFSA. Okay. And we had kind of talked just a little bit about it. Tammy, you mentioned how to apply for scholarships, and we've recently changed that process. And we do have an instructional video. If you're not sure what to do, I'm going to put that link up right there, so be sure you click that here in just a few if you want to see the video. But can you ladies just kind of tell me a little bit more about it? And we recently went online, but there was a really, really good reason why we went our scholarship application online.
Right. So we switched our scholarship application all online. Like Eric said, he's going to give you the instructions how to get to that. But for right now, a real quick way to get to it is if you're on an actual computer, if you go to sccc.edu, the pictures that scroll across in the center, you will find one of those pictures that says apply for scholarships. So real quick, you can just click that button, apply for scholarships. You do have to be admitted to Seward County Community College to apply for scholarships. So you'll have to get your login and password and stuff that admissions sends you when you get admitted to Seward County. But the reason behind why we went online is we have a lot of generous donors, but the donors sometimes come up with rules, like they want it to go to a certain type of student. And sometimes those rules are hard to figure out. So we found an online program that we can use that makes it a lot easier for us to find those students that fit those scholarships, and it'll work a lot faster for us, and we feel like we'll be able to better spend the money and distribute it among more students in a better way.
Yeah, the one thing that we hate, that I know I hate with the scholarships that I kind of manage, and is having money left over. You know, especially
Yes.
if a student can use it, if we have multiple students on campus that can use it, we hate having money left over. So this is kind of a system to help us better distribute those funds by matching students up with scholarships.
Correct.
So there we go. All right. So we've kind of talked about the process and the Pell Grants, the scholarships and grants, loans, that kind of thing. So whenever students come in and get enrolled, how do they see and pay for their bill?
So as far as checking out their stuff online, you can check out your financial aid, you can check out your bill. Once you're admitted, Eric's got a real nice video out there for you, for instructional video that I'm sure he can share with you. You basically log into your student portal, and I know it seems weird, but you click on the Enroll in Classes button. And there's about 5 different choices there. One's regarding your enrollment, so you can look up the classes that you're currently in. You can actually enroll and pick classes that you want to enroll in the future. There's a link for financial aid. Once you get to the financial aid page, really important thing for you to remember, the first thing that pops up on the very first screen is a question in red, and you'll have to click view question and answer that question yes or no. Once you've answered that, then you can proceed along the tabs on the top to actually look at your awards. You can even review what the requirements are. So say you were given one of those tuition grants and you can't quite remember exactly what you have to do to keep it. You can log in and look at those requirements at any time, remind yourself, oh, that's what I have to do. It'll also list anything that you might have outstanding from our office, so anything we might need from you, whether it's a thank you note for a scholarship or if there's something missing from your FAFSA that we need. All of those will be listed out there so you can see at any time what you're missing and what we might need from you. And there's also a link where you can look at your student bill so you can see where you're at. It's really sharp. Check out the instructional video. You can find a lot of information.
Oh, yeah. And I'll put up that link, too, here as well. So whenever they get ready to look for their bill, they can also set up payment plans through the cashier's office, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So you don't have to pay everything all up front, all at once. You can set up payment plans with Miss Jeannie Beer, our wonderful cashier. So there you go. All right, ladies, anything else before we get ready to wrap up here? Is there anything else that we didn't hit that we need to, or?
Not necessarily financial aid related, but if I have a window in my office and I want students that come from a household that speaks a different language to come by my office, and I'm trying to see how many different languages I can get hello on my office window before the end of the year. So if you're out and about, stop by our office, tell me how you say hello in your native language, and I will get it added on my window. We'll see how big we can get it by the end of the year.
Oh, I saw that. That's what you're doing over there.
Yeah.
Okay, I wondered what that was for. That's cool. All right. So, ladies, I think we'll get ready to let you go, and I will put up the contact information here in just a moment for everybody to see. So if you have any other questions or anything, you can give them a call, of course, 620-417. Well, it's 1110. Is that the number?
Yes.
The office number?
Correct.
1110. And you can also email them finaid@scccc.edu. So we'll have that information up for you here pretty darn quick. So anything, I think that's about it, ladies. Thank you for coming in the studio this afternoon. I know it's kind of weird, but it's what we got to work with.